back to the Pudding Pal podcast, where the proof is in the pudding. Hi, girls.
Hi.
We have Heather, Rachel, of course, Danielle, and Staci here today.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
The rest of the girls are attending to mom duties, so it's just us having a drink.
We are trying the new TikTok Sauvignon Blanc with frozen jalapenos.
Wait, what's TikTok?
Says the oldest
I
pal.
thought this was just your idea.
Well, do you like it? I'll take it.
I
You don't
love
like it? Why?
I think it gives me an acid reflux.
It's really
I think I need a Pepsi.
You need a Pepsi here.
This one needs a
Thanks.
Pepsi. I don't know what TikTok
Yeah.
is.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what's going on, guys?
I'm just PMSing, tired.
Okay.
On my period.
I'm ovulating.
We've synced. Yeah. We have officially
Are we all-
synced.
Or too much
You're
time
ovulating,
together.
and You're opposite.
I'm ovulating as well.
When you were younger, like, did you ever do the thing where you wipe your sweat
What?
and then you all get the
No.
period together?
What?
What?
on earth are you talking about?
That's not even a thing. That can't be
Like when
real.
we were in middle school,
No.
so we all were in sync. You'd wipe the
Okay, it's like
sweat off your
pheromone?
mustache. Yeah. And then you'd
actually, that's making
then
the
you'd
hair.
That's like
I first of all, I think that might be a 90s baby.
like
thing.
blood
We do
sister.
that to you because you're always fucking sweating.
But it doesn't bother me.
Heather always has sweat on her upper lip.
I'm
She does.
sorry. I have also not had a period since February. So you know what? One day I'm going to be wiping the sweat off of your mouth.
Are you in menopause yet?
I am
Pre-menopause?
officially in perimenopause.
What does that mean?
Guys.
What does that mean?
It's like Disneyland. Actually, it's the opposite of Disneyland. It just means my hormones have been out of whack for a period of time, and my period's been it sort of comes and goes. It likes to surprise me after not being around for a few months. I think menopause is. My doctor
Officially
said
none,
officially
right?
12 months with no period.
Oh,
so
we're
going
How
on.
old is
But it
it?
lasts like
40
10 years, right?
Well, I started perimenopause early at 41, but I think I often wonder because I did IVF if all of the hormones maybe pushed me into it a little earlier because my mother had a period until she was almost 60.
Oh, God.
I know that sounds awful.
But honestly, I'm only 40, and mine are now longer, 2 weeks apart, or
They are?
10, yeah,
So I'm younger than you.
well, inside.
I'm getting mine every month.
You also still want to bang, and I don't. So
And I want a baby.
but
Oh my God, do you?
I would.
Oh.
If I didn't have to do IVF, I would.
Rachel
Even
was a
with
little
Precious?
girl.
I just love babies.
Well, they're not always babies.
I know. Trust me, I know. I'm
You have
living
to
that now.
keep them after they're babies.
I know. I just like babies and puppies.
You have 12 babies if you include all your dogs.
Yeah, your animals.
That's why I keep getting animals, because I want something new to
Could
take
you
care of.
really
No, I
I
wouldn't
have
wanna be pregnant.
a visceral
No.
reaction when I hear
No.
a baby crying.
I love babies.
Those that newborn
Oh, the
phase.
newborn cry.
Oh my God, the hair stands up on my arms. It gives me
in a good
anxiety.
way or a bad
terrible way.
Yeah.
Terrible way. I love my kids so much, but that
No.
remembering that cry.
The newborn phase was not my favorite. I
hard.
like the 1-year-old, when they
Yeah.
start talking and they're
Yeah.
I like babies.
I'm ready to be a
love babies.
grandma.
I like when they just let you
Just
take
when
care
they're
of
quiet.
them. Yeah, they don't talk back. They're not like.
They can't go anywhere.
The water hose.
Nick called me a Karen yesterday.
No.
He's like, because you're a Karen.
Does he know what it means?
I guess. I don't know.
Delilah knows.
Too much YouTube.
I know.
A Karen.
That's what he said.
We saw a sign in Cabo one time that said, "Don't be a Karen or a Kevin." I was like, "Oh, Kevin!"
Wait, is Kevin the guy version
I
of
think
Karen?
Karen is. I've heard
Sometimes
that.
he can be.
Oh, wow.
So unfortunate
Not really.
for Kevins and Karens
I know, it really is.
around the
Really
world.
And how did they come to it being that name?
But it just fits so well.
I know.
Because it's like,
Because
hi,
you
I'm
know-
Karen. I want to speak to the manager, and they have that Kate Lawson haircut.
Their haircut.
It's like a buzz cut in the back, and like a
so
mushroom. You know?
That's the cut I learned in beauty school in Michigan.
No, are you serious?
Yes, everyone had it.
Oh my
The
Like
rooster,
the
I
people
called
who
it.
are always yelling.
My mom had it, Tammy.
Someone.
Person at
No, she
Starbucks.
Yelling at someone, yeah.
It's like a cockatoo.
Uh-huh, a rooster.
Kevin's not like that.
It
So
is
I
a-
don't see it as a Kevin.
He's not really like that.
No.
He
Kevin
can be
doesn't fit that
sometimes,
personality.
but not really.
That's
But anyways,
Oh, yeah.
what else is going on? How do you
Um,
guys have sports or anything?
All
Kids?
weekend, actually.
Oh, yeah.
So many
I mean,
sports.
Rachel's son's offending everyone at the baseball field constantly. Just spraying them down,
my
hosing them
husband's
down.
out of town again. and I have to take the kids to baseball, which one of them hates baseball. The other one is a nightmare, you know. And he's hanging out with the older kids, and I just said to Jordyn, oh, he's doing so good, I don't even have to watch it.
He's precious. He's an angel.
He was eating a SpongeBob popsicle. And then the game ends. I have to go. I'm getting my stuff. I come over and I hear a little girl say, it's all wet. And I look down and like the whole ground is soaking wet. And I still don't think anything. And as I'm looking up, I see this huge high-powered hose wound up. And I'm like, and I look to the field right here and the entire bleachers.
All the people.
Every single 20 people, grandmas, grandpas are fucking soaking wet, glaring at me. Grandma's hair is dripping. Her dress.
I ran into you.
She probably just left the beauty shop.
And I looked and I said, did he do that? And they're like, yeah. I mean, nobody knew what to do. The water.
I came into the field as Rachel's coming out with both of her boys, and you are going. You are moving. And I was like, hey, I'm coming, you're going. And
I was Karen.
Rachel's like, I gotta go. Nick,
no, Bo.
Sorry.
Bo, yeah, I don't care. Yeah, I don't care.
You were like, I gotta go. He just sprayed everybody with the hose.
I made him go apologize. I'm like, Bo, did you do that? He's like, I had to wash my hands. So he turns it on and it's facing that way.
He
does
mean so well.
He
He
does.
He did. He looks like
But everyone was
Dennis
so
the
pissed,
Menace.
but they like knew he didn't really mean it. So I made him apologize, and his grandma was fucking pissed.
Remember when Rachel was like, can you babysit Bo? And then
Nobody
she'll give his no one volunteered. And then she gives him to Jordyn.
To me.
Jordyn texts Stephanie like, hey, can you help me watch Bo?
Yeah.
And then we're at the field, and she's like, Jill, I have to go to my other son's
Yeah, and
game.
then you
Like, can you actually watch Bo? And I was like, sure. You're like, here's his iPad. I'm like, it's dead. I'm like, Rachel would give us a dead iPad.
You left me with a dead iPad. And like you can run out of that field like so easily, and he's an escape artist. So it's like the pressure of watching Bo when you cannot lock the doors to a house and put on the alarm and something sounds.
I have the alarm. He
very-
was gone at Ashley's. He was at the neighbor's house. I didn't even know. He was upstairs at Ashley's house, and I'm home cleaning.
He's lucky.
Barry
He's
was
so
like,
cute.
Bo's here. I'm like, what?
No, he's playing in the playroom.
Oh my god.
He ran up there naked. I can't. Anyway.
Oh man,
All right.
guys.
Well, anyways, today we have a total powerhouse on. She's a WWE superstar, a former WWE superstar, a model, an influencer, and now a mom of twins, like Heather. You may know her from her wrestling days as 𝐾𝐿𝐫, but today we're going to talk to her as Barbie Blank, the woman behind it all. So let's bring her on. Well, hi, Barbie. Welcome to the Pudding Pals podcast.
Hi, thank you for having me.
How are you?
Excited to be here.
Yeah, we're excited.
We're so excited you're here. Okay, so tell us a little bit about how you started in the WWE. I mean, that's such a crazy out there niche. Like, how did that just happen?
It was a wild start. I was right out of high school. They were looking for models that they could train to wrestle. I was doing Hawaiian Tropics at the time and Venus swimwear, which was big in Florida. So it's so I was in a bikini catalog, and one of the guys who were looking for talent saw my picture, and he knew the guy at Venus. So the guy at Venus was repping me at the time. So he called him. He's like, hey, I really like her look. Is she athletic? And he's like, yeah, I mean, what do you want her to do? He's like, well, we would love for her to try out. So my manager calls me. He's like, I have this crazy job. Would you ever want to become a wrestler? And I used to watch it with my dad all the time. That was our thing, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh
yeah, when I was 13,
14
in the 90s, and it was really the height of it, So when he told me that, I was like, you know what, this could be cool, because I watched the women on it and they were beautiful, and I don't know, it was just such a cool idea. And I was going to college and I hated it, and I was like, so my parents were like, look, I said, I really want to do this. My dad was like, hell yeah. My mom was like, well, school will always be there, so I support you, we support you. So literally, I tried out. The tryout was in Atlanta, Georgia. I tried out for a week. They literally killed me. Like I was on the ground, like I was
Like, what's a
throwing up.
tryout?
Like you're just like in the wrestling ring, like running the ropes 1,000 times.
But like you've never done any of that, and they're just
No.
like run back and
Yeah.
forth, like flip
Yeah.
over, do all the
yes,
things. Like
yes. And thank God I was a gymnast.
Staci would be unwell.
that sounds so fun.
Yeah, you'd probably do it for now and be like, I'm over it. Get me out of here.
So you have a background of like
I did,
gymnastics.
yeah. So
Okay,
that
okay.
really helped for sure, because there's no way, like, if you're athletic, or like if you're not athletic, that job is not for you, you know? So, so I tried out, and they called me the next day, and they're like, we want to hire you. You would have to move to like Louisville, Kentucky,
Oh boy, okay.
or
And where were you
Atlanta,
living?
and I was in
LA?
Jacksonville,
Okay.
Florida.
Okay.
Never lived on my own. I mean, I was 19. Like, I don't even think I ever did my laundry. I didn't know how to cook. Like, I was like, this is going to be a really rude awakening, but, you know, I wanted to try it. I thought it was going to be an amazing opportunity. And so my mom and me, we packed up a U-Haul. She drove the U-Haul up to Louisville. I literally had a bed. We had no I lived with another girl that they hired from Jacksonville. So we lived together, but we had no furniture. We had no couch. We had no dining table. Like literally it was just beds. And like we were just, you know,
start.
yeah. So from there, so where it is, like the training is kind of like AAA baseball. Like everybody's kind of waiting to get called up.
Okay.
So I was very lucky. I got called up in 3 months. Like I had no idea what I was doing. But they had like a role for me as like some guy's girlfriend. You know, like he was like the big mean guy, and I was like the innocent girl, and you know, he was mean to me, and so it was like this really funny role. And I was like, well, whatever, I'll get my foot in the door and keep training, because eventually, like, I want to wrestle.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
that
did
was
you
the
come
start
up
of
with
it.
your name, or
No,
they
so
come up
Vince
with it?
McMahon did.
Okay.
They gave me a list of names to choose from, because you can't use Barbie because
Okay.
it's trademarked. Of course.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Kelly was on the paper, and I think that like Barbie had like there was a Kelly doll.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, that's, you know, let's do that,
That's
right?
cute.
So I
That's
picked
good.
that, and then the first week it was Kelly, and then the next week when I came back, it was Kelly, and I was like, okay, well, I never asked any questions. I was like, okay, whatever, you know. So I guess Vince had seen like a Cheers episode, and like I guess the bartender's name was Kelly, and there was I don't know, it was a whole thing with he, and how his brain works is like he's, you know, a mastermind at like, obviously he's made this $1 billion company. So yeah, I trusted the Kelly, and it was, you know, it
That's
set me apart from
amazing.
everybody else.
So if your kids asked you to
Yes.
wrestle, would you be like, yeah?
Oh yeah, that's like my dream, is
I
to
love
have my
that.
kids sitting front row
Really?
and like cheering their mom on. It's like- I get goosebumps thinking about it, because it's just like, I don't
Are you
know.
gonna go back?
You know, the door's always open.
Yeah.
So like I've kind of put it out there, you know.
Was
I
the
love that.
last
Yeah.
one that you did like 3.5 years ago?
Yeah, right
remember
before I
that
like,
one, yeah.
you know, got pregnant and all that stuff. So yeah, I came back for that, and it was really cool. Like my husband got to see me. He had never seen me before wrestle, so he was sitting front row, and
That's so cool.
It was really cool.
Do you
yeah.
have to like, I forgot what I was gonna ask you, but do you feel like it's so much harder on your body? Like now I'd be like, I mean, I play tennis and I'm like, oh, I'm dead. Like I can't walk for like a
I
week.
can't even imagine after having kids. Like I haven't tried.
Yeah.
So it'd probably be really rough. It would probably take some training.
For
me.
sure.
Oh my
for
God,
sure.
just-
I mean,
I would
imagine
be-
You know,
Staci would be like,
Oh my God.
back.
you know, or like
I would literally be
you
in
hit
bed for
the
3
mat,
weeks.
or you like hit the mat and
In,
you,
like, a
pee a little
full,
bit or
like,
something,
compression
you know,
suit.
like
Yeah.
from pregnancy. Like I don't know, you know.
Oh my
But
God.
so how old are your kids now?
So they're 20 months.
Oh, so they've never
they're
seen.
babies.
Oh no, but
obviously
they play
haven't
with
seen
my
any.
dolls. So
Oh,
my
no.
I have
You
wrestling
have your own
dolls.
doll.
I have like
Oh,
I
that's
have a
so
bunch
cute.
of them, and so I have them kind of sitting out, and now they know, they look at it and they go, mommies, and they go,
cute.
mommy, and they want to play,
love
and so
that.
lately they've like been setting the dolls down, and it's just, and they're like playing.
Oh, I
but it's
love
so
that.
cute.
Have they seen a video of you wrestle?
I haven't showed them yet because I don't know if they'd understand.
Yeah. They'd be like, why are you
But
doing
I'm like,
that?
Yeah.
Why are you
They're like,
wearing
what?
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, where's Mickey Mouse?
Yeah.
You know, like turn Mickey back on.
Oh my God. Barbie, as we're talking about your kids,
Yeah.
you have been so open and honest about your journey to motherhood.
Yeah.
And IVF. And Heather's also a twin mom
Yes.
through IVF. Rachel has been through IVF, and I myself have experienced 2 miscarriages, and I know your story resonates with so many women.
Yeah.
Because there are so many women going through this. Can you talk a little bit about and tell us about your journey to motherhood?
Yeah. You know, I never thought I was gonna obviously like have a miscarriage, go through all these issues. Like, you know, when you get married, you're like, okay, let's try it. Like that's the first thing on the list, right? So I was on birth control for a very long time, and as soon as we got married, I got off and I got pregnant like that, like super quick. And I was like, oh, this is easy,
great.
you know,
Yeah.
Great. And then, you know, at 8 weeks, we lost the baby, and I just remember just feeling so isolated and like just like so alone.
It's the worst
and
feeling.
being like an influencer, like you're used to like showing your life and all this stuff. And I was like, I had this like day where I was just like wrestling with the like, do I post? Do I say anything? Like I feel alone, like, you know, and then I just like had this thought and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to write it down. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to post it. And, you know, maybe it'll make me feel better in some way. I don't know. Maybe I'll regret it. I don't know. Let's just put it out there. And so the response that I got was so overwhelming, and it was just, it made me feel so good about putting it out there because I was like, I didn't feel alone. I felt like there were so many women who was like, I have been through this. I am with you. Like, you know, there's just so many positive things, like, you know, and it just meant so much to me. And like even close friends that I didn't even know who had, they were like, I've been through it. Like, you're going to get through it. You're going to have your baby. Just, you know, just all the good things you want to hear when something like that happens, you know, because your husband is supportive, but like,
They don't know.
Right?
They don't
So it's like,
understand.
they'll never get it,
No.
you know, and they're supportive as much as they can. But yeah, that's like, you need your friends, you need girlfriends, and
But it's hard talking to your girlfriends if they also haven't, like when
yeah,
I
and
went
if they
through
have
it,
babies and it was easy for them.
when we went through it, we had every friend of my friend group had a baby. Some of them had 2 babies before we had our babies, and it's very difficult. It's like you're so happy for your friends, truly. But it's mixed with sadness for yourself, and also everyone else feels sad for you, which is a terrible feeling.
I know.
A terrible feeling. So when I went through it, I remember looking at a lot of influencers and reaching out, just love anytime I would find somebody who was open about it, it really helped me. So I can imagine like you helped a lot of people.
Thank you.
Definitely.
I really am, you know, and then I posted my journey, and that was the best thing I could have done, because I've had so many of my girlfriends and like people I don't even know just reach out to me like, oh my gosh, how did this go? How did you do this? Or who was your doctor? And what was your protocol? Like I watch your story and I just, you know, I want to use your doctor. Like I want to, you know what I mean? Like what, you know, and I just had a girlfriend today who she did a transfer for twins. The last time they both didn't take. And then she reached out to me today. She's like, we did another transfer. Like, what can I, you know, and I'm just like, trying to give her any, you know, positive things to like keep her going. Cause I mean, I went through it the first time. Like, you know, when we did our first transfer, it didn't take. And it was just like,
oh God.
Same.
I was like, I can't do this again, you know? So when my IVF doctor said you should put 2 embryos in, my husband was like, no. We're going to have twins. And I'm like, well, I'm not doing it again. So you know, and he saw how upset I was and how hard it was for me. And so he, you know, thought about it and was like, all right, let's do it. So then we had twins.
Did you have to do like the egg retrieval more than once or just once?
Just once.
I know.
We were
See, that's
very,
so lucky,
very blessed. Very lucky.
Did you?
And
I had to do it twice.
Ugh.
But
That's the worst.
It was not, you know what, actually wasn't that bad for me.
Oh, good.
I
Okay.
didn't have a terrible time with the shots and hormones, but I know a lot of people do. But it was more the emotional aspect
that's what
of
I
it
mean.
that was
Oh,
hard for me. But it's funny when you just described the transfer process. It was very similar. We had a few transfers with single embryos that didn't work.
Right.
And then because of my age and how many transfers we had, our this is TMI, but I was in stirrups, and the doctor was like, I think you should do 2. And my
In
husband's
it,
like,
when you were about to do the
yeah, which is,
Oh my.
I don't know that.
Well, I think I actually like that better because the husband's on the spot.
Yeah,
like, what is he gonna
it-
say?
It was on the spot, all right, definitely. And my husband was like, I don't want twins. And the doctor said, the chances are so low. And now we've got.
That's funny because I had the same doctor as you, and I had 2 embryos, and he said, no, we're not doing them at the same time.
I think you were younger than me.
I was
maybe.
36.
Okay, I was
I don't know.
37, but
Who knows?
Maybe your insides looked a little different.
yeah. He probably thought you had a better chance.
I
He
don't
gets
know.
in there and he's like, well,
He was so crazy.
I mean, I didn't start drinking white wine yesterday, so he might have been like, let's put some 2 in this girl.
Yeah, who knows?
But I remember that. That's funny when you describe that. 'Cause
Also, like before, like when you're getting pregnant, you know, before you even realize that it's hard to get pregnant, or it is hard to get pregnant, before you do the IVF, there's that like part where like I know my friend was like having to time sex.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
and that's-
God.
It's awful. My husband was like, I feel like I'm just like a
stunt,
Yeah,
like a
just
cow.
like you just are, you know, it's like on a schedule and it's this and it's not sexy, it's not cute. Like you're just like, all right, let's go. It's you know, but
Be like,
when
get,
you want a baby, you know, my husband, he did it. So
you're like,
it's
don't
just-
go in the hot tub.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
smoke pot. You know, I
Don't
mean,
drink
I
too
read
much.
you're not supposed to do. It's so annoying. It's like,
Like putting your legs up on the wall.
yeah. I used to sit there. After my miscarriage, I used to sit for 30 minutes on my legs with a pillow under my butt and my legs up like this.
but then you would hear about like, you know, somebody who didn't have their act together getting pregnant,
Yeah, like
by
crackhead.
accident. I remember hearing
so
somebody
annoying.
got
no, it's
pregnant.
true.
I was
Like crackheads would be getting pregnant left and right. And
I'm
I'm trying
trying.
everything I can, not drinking 1 sip of wine when that's all I wanted was Chardonnay.
it's so frustrating.
No, it is so hard. It's
really
so,
hard.
It's just so crazy how it's so easy for some, so hard for others.
It's a mind fuck when you're in it, you know?
And you want it so bad, and you're just like,
Did you have terrible anxiety when you finally did find out you were pregnant with the twins?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Because of what you've been through, and also being pregnant with twins, I imagine is so scary.
Yes, and I was the whole time, and you know what was wild is I think I was 10 weeks, maybe 9 weeks. I started bleeding,
God.
and I was, oh my gosh, I called my. I was like, oh my god. We went to the ER, like I was like, oh my god, and my doctor was like, just go home. I'll see you in the morning. Just nothing's gonna happen here. And so she went in and she was like, oh, you have placenta
Previa.
Previa. And I was like,
That's-
oh my gosh.
What is that?
You know, it's like when your placenta's really low,
So what do they do?
nothing. You just,
Were you on
you
bed
can't,
rest?
you can't have sex and you can't work out really.
Oh.
So
The
it was
danger is that it's gonna like you'll deliver
Yeah.
early. So
Yeah,
in
yeah.
serious cases they put a mesh lining in
Yes.
it to keep it's just we want to keep it up.
yeah. So I was like, oh my
Like we want to keep
God.
everything up.
Yeah,
we want
right.
to keep
Oh
that
my
uterus up.
But yeah, my whole pregnancy, I was scared. I don't think there was a time where I felt like, okay, I feel good. Like
It's
I
gonna
just,
be okay,
yeah,
yeah.
it's just when you've had that background that I had with it, it's just part for the course, I guess.
How was
right?
it physically for you? Like the physical part of it?
I was
Because you are an
okay.
athlete.
You know, and I think being an athlete really helped me because I mean, I went full term. My babies were big. I had like 14-pound of baby in me.
Yeah.
My stomach looked like
my
a torpedo.
God.
Wow.
It was wild. Like I used to, they were like, "Wow, like oh, you're
Wow.
a big girl.
You were straight out in front.
So it was
my
like
God.
it was wild
Scary.
looking. Yeah, it
I
was,
mean, you made 2.
Yeah.
That's
You
amazing.
did.
You're like
Yeah.
a tiny person.
Yeah.
So it's like
I had like one of those belts.
Oh, yeah, I had the
belts it up and everything, and
Yeah.
oh yeah, but yeah, like I was determined to. I had a doula, and I was determined to like push them both out. Like I was like,
You
oh,
did? Did you?
trust me, I wanted to. Okay, I had a plan. I had my birth plan. I was like, we had all the things. We trained. We did all the things. And then I hit 38 weeks,
Like,
and my
oh,
doctor's like,
brother.
there is no sign of you going into labor
Oh.
anytime soon.
And they're just growing.
Yes.
Oh,
and
that's rare too.
yeah, for twins, like, and she's like, look, we don't like twins to go past 38.
It's true,
And
yeah.
I was like, And she's like, look, we'll give it a few more days, but we want to do a planned C-section. If you go into labor before, great.
Oh, wow.
So we did the planned C-section.
yeah.
And honestly, they were big. Like my daughter was 6 pounds 9. My son was 6 pounds 5.
Wow.
And I was like, and then I saw how big they were. And then the fact the 2 placentas, like I was like, you know what? That's what's probably.
You're like,
One big
your vagina would never look the same.
No. My husband, I think, was thankful too.
Yeah.
So.
Your hoo-ha is still intact.
Yeah. And my dude
I
was
also
there
had
to
a
take
C-section.
photos. So,
Yeah.
it was a win-win.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
my
feel like
God.
people with a birth plan, it never goes.
No,
wrong.
never.
Full,
No,
like
never,
pages
yep.
of a birth plan, it
Yep.
goes right out the window.
Yep.
It never
Yep.
happens.
I know.
So how is life with twins?
It's the best. Literally, like I am so obsessed with my kids. Like I don't even remember like life before them. Obviously, like, it's great. But like my kids are just, I don't know. I'm obsessed with them. And just every morning I wake them up. I'm just like, oh my God, I just like snuggle them. And I'm just, I don't know. It's just, you guys are, it's
How old
the
are
best
they?
feeling.
How-
20 months.
20 months.
I've actually,
So-
was it weird for you to make that shift from being like 𝐾𝐿 on Instagram?
Right.
Okay. And then going to a mom of twins. I'm sure your followers changed.
Yeah.
Like, how did you kind of organically like make
Well,
that shift?
I feel like I had done everything in my body that I wanted to do. Like I was on the cover of Maxim. I did this. And I was like, I had done everything in this body that I wanted to do. So now I don't care if it gets ruined, right? Like I was like,
Wait, your body still looks
yeah, there's some more extra skin in there, But I just felt like I had done everything I wanted to do. I was 36. I was like, I'm ready. I'm ready. And I just was like, look, my followers are going to follow me regardless. So either they will follow me into my next chapter or they don't. I don't really care.
And your endorsements like changed and everything
now it's
just
like
kind
a
of
mommy.
organically.
You probably got a whole new different demographic of followers.
Yeah, I
on
wanted
top of
more
it.
women followers too. So it's great. Like I've been able to get more women followers. And
That's awesome.
I just started following you, and your kids are adorable. I watched your recent posts; they're so cute.
Thank you.
What are like some twin things that like, do they have like, what is it called when they like?
Oh, like that twin.
that
telepathy.
telepathy,
Yeah.
Is that real?
I don't know
Yeah,
yet. I don't know yet. I mean, I feel
have
like
never
they have
experienced.
Their,
Yeah,
I
haven't
mean, they have their
seen-
little language, but I feel like
Heather's boys are completely different opposites. Are your kids very different, or
they
are
are.
similar?
They are. My daughter is she is gonna be the sassy. Like it's already. I already see it. My son is an angel.
Okay, so they're
oh
different.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think it's twin A. Like they say twin A.
Oh, really?
Is the feistier one.
Oh,
Is that opposite for you?
Oh,
Is
and
it?
Sorry. Yeah, I have
Oh.
I have 2 boys,
Yeah.
and for me, it's the opposite. But
Really?
you know what? Actually, let me amend that. They switch.
Yeah,
What-
I hear
it's
that
like
too.
whack-a-mole.
So I'm like, right now,
Yeah.
my daughter is wow.
It's like depends on the day.
One is good and the other one, but they have a very sweet relationship.
Yes.
And mine are the same gender, so
Right,
it's a
right.
little different. But they fight when they're together, but when they're away from each other, they're worried about the other one.
Totally.
Mommy, can we get this for him? He's not with
Oh,
us.
that's cute.
And I'm like, I wish you were this nice
all the time.
face to face.
Yeah.
Why are you so nice when you're not together?
Yeah.
But I know boy-girl twins, they often are, they don't have that same,
Yeah. I
so
mean,
they're
my
probably
daughter will
sweet.
push, like she pushes him. She's like the dominant one.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's like my
You
daughter.
know,
yeah.
and my
Oh.
son's just like, okay,
Yeah,
fine,
for
you can
sure.
have it. You know, like
Yeah.
I don't.
Your son's
So.
going to be a good husband one day.
I know. He's a little angel.
Oh.
Sweet.
You know, someone told me when I went through, I had 2 miscarriages, and when you're going through it, you just can't like believe it. But someone always said like, you get the children you're meant to have.
Yeah.
And did
I
you feel
totally
like the
believe that.
minute you saw those 2 babies, you're like, I understand it all now. Like it all went away, all that
Totally.
pain.
You know what's crazy is I have my girlfriends that I went to high school with, and I told my friends in high school, I'm having twins.
Oh,
I'm gonna
really?
have twins. I don't know why.
Really?
Wow.
Yes.
So crazy.
Like my best girlfriend who I've been friends with for like 25
Do you have twins in the
years.
family?
Well, my dad's mom was a twin.
Okay.
So maybe that's where I got it, but I was like dead set. I'm having twins. Like this is what it's gonna be. And I just feel like I
You were
don't
given
know.
it.
Everything
You
led up
manifested
to
it.
exactly.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That's
love
so
that.
special.
Barbie, thank you honestly so much for being here and sharing this story with us, because I know like I said, like there's so many women out there going through this. And can you tell all our listeners like how they can follow you?
Yes. I'm on all platforms at the Barbie blank. It's easy.
Awesome. Well, before you go, we have a game.
Oh, yes.
It's called Dare to Dip or Spill the Pudding. It's basically like truth or dare.
Okay.
Never have I ever. So, do you want to play with us?
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right.
Here.
I'm
We
gonna
love a
ask-
guest that wants to play with us.
All right. I'm going to ask questions, and then if you have done it, put your finger down, and the first person to have all 5 fingers down has to pick a card.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
All right. Sorry, let me put my wine down. All right. Never have I ever had a quickie in the car.
Put it down if you've done it.
Yes.
Oh.
All right.
Where is yours?
I had a quickie in the car in my 20s.
Yeah, all of it.
All right. I actually got the cops actually like.
Oh, my Lord.
I like
Girl.
that.
That's a good
Steamy
one.
Okay. They weren't that steamy, but it's okay. Never have I ever faked it so it'd be over faster.
Oh, me, every day, all day, anytime.
Jordyn.
I
Never
I
have
just
I-
say it's not happening. Let's move on.
Never have I ever locked myself out of the house and had to call someone to let me in.
Staci probably has.
Definitely
I haven't.
Staci, for sure.
Hotel count?
Yes.
I don't know if I've done that.
Okay. Never have I ever showed up to an event on the wrong day.
Rachel, you
I
must have.
probably
For
have.
sure.
You have no calendar.
For sure.
Never have I let the baby or a kid eat something off the floor and thought, oh, whatever.
Oh,
For sure.
Like before I came here.
yeah.
Never have I ever had a secret crush on one of my best friends.
Staci probably has.
Oh, I did in high school.
When Alexa
Does that
dressed
count?
up as the man on Halloween. Staci, put your finger down.
Okay, never have I been walked in on by my kids while having sex.
God.
Staci. All right, well,
Staci.
I'm not even going to let you pick because today, since we have a former WWE superstar here, you have to be dared to have her show you a trick.
Do you want to
I'll
get a
do
move
it.
done?
All right, let's move these.
Time to wrestle.
Okay. This is, you're not going to have to do anything.
Oh!
She's going to do all the work.
Wait, don't hurt me.
Oh, I'm going to do the stink face.
What's that?
The stink face.
This is the perfect one.
What do I do?
Just sit down.
I love that you're doing this.
I love
That
it.
is
I
so
love it.
dangerous.
Actually, get like slouch. So normally
Oh, boy.
I would pull my shorts up my butt.
Why aren't you doing that?
Well, look, guys.
You know, Staci
You
loves
gotta
a
pay
little...
me more than that, okay?
Staci loves a little girl action.
She's doing you a favor, girl.
She loves a girl action.
Tell me.
Trust me, the fans are gonna love it.
Okay.
So literally what I would do, I would hold onto the ropes, okay? So I would grab your hair and I would put your face.
That's amazing.
I love that you just did that.
Pull my weave out. I'm sorry. I love you, you're a good sport.
What a good sport.
Barbie, thank you for that laugh. Thank you for this. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Pudding Pals podcast. If you like it, follow us and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.